Well, he might not be a bear, but what do you think, Roger? You want some cocaine? Yeah? You can run around the house and just go crazy? Kill any intruders? I also got my Vancouver Grizzlies hat on. You know, we're talking about Cocaine Bear here. This movie has an absurd, just absurd amount of hype behind it. And it's not even a franchise. It's not Star Wars, it's not Marvel, not DC, whatever. It's a movie about a bear that snorts cocaine in the woods and goes on a giant rampage. So the question I have to answer is this movie actually worth all of the hype? Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. I really do appreciate it. I was able to see Cocaine Bear in theaters, and I'm here to give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review for you today and tell you if it's actually worth watching. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video, guys, so that you know my rating of the film, or else you might be going into a film that might not be right for you. But if you have seen Cocaine Bear, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Now let's get started. So Cocaine Bear is directed by Elizabeth Banks. She's done Pitch Perfect 2 and the most recent Charlie's Angels remake. And it stars Keri Russell, Alden Ehrenreich, Isiah Jackson Jr., aka Ice Cube's son, Ray Liotta, Margo Martindale, and Mitch from Modern Family, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. And like I said earlier, the story is about a bear in the 1980s that finds some cocaine that was lost from some drug dealers in the park, and he just goes crazy. That's the story of Cocaine Bear. Now, what are my thoughts on this movie? Well, question for you guys. Have you guys ever been in such an overwhelming minority? Well, I hate to say it, but that's me in this movie. Not only do I think that Cocaine Bear is overhyped, I actually flat out think it sucks. Now, let me make something completely clear here. I want to like every single movie that I see. I never go into any movie wanting to hate it or looking for the flaws or going, I'm gonna hate this movie. I can't wait to tear it apart on YouTube. That's never the case. But I gotta be honest, guys, my time with Cocaine Bear was quite frankly miserable. And I saw it in a packed theater, absolutely packed theater, opening night, not an empty seat in the house, and it was a pretty dead quiet theater. It got loud for a couple moments when the bear was really going on a rampage, but other than that, it was a very silent theater. Now, I don't know, this movie might be a hit in America and not in Canada, but I mean, it's really baffling to me that so many people, so many of my other critic friends love this movie, and I really want to be a part of that crowd, but I'm just not. So I'm fully aware that other people love it. This is just my own personal experience. So let's get into it. So we have the movie titled Cocaine Bear. Just listening to that title, you're like, okay, this is silly, this is ridiculous, it's over the top, but yet that's totally fine. And I'm thinking, you know what? Just have fun with it. Really embrace the stupidity. Like, for example, I had an argument with someone over the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer and then the movie itself. And they were going, you know what? I don't like how they have like a rap song in the trailer. I want it to be more orchestral, more epic. And I'm thinking to myself, you have a movie where Godzilla and King Kong are fighting. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, it's campy. Just embrace it. And I thought that movie did a great job with that. Cocaine Bear, on the other hand, it felt like this movie was just very tame. Really, I felt like it actually held back. Aside from a couple of moments when the bear went completely berserk, was eating people, and there was blood and guts and a lot of gore, and there were the over-the-top kills, that's when the movie really shined. But other than that, I found the movie to be extremely boring. The characters and the plot lines were unengaging, uninteresting, and unlikable. That is the main focus of the movie as opposed to what the actual title tells us what we're gonna get. For example, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I had the same problem with that movie. It's not very strange, there's not many multiverses, and there's not much madness. Deliver on your title. Because, that's your one joke. Your one joke is like, oh my god, there's a bear with cocaine? What? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's a bear with cocaine. They say that many times in the movie. That's the one main joke that they got, and I think they know it. And the joke is basically given away by the title and the trailer and the synopsis. You know what you're getting into with a movie called Cocaine Bear. So the main joke is already spoiled for you. You gotta double down on your premise. You gotta double down on what makes this movie enjoyable. But this movie didn't focus on that. Now, I don't know if people are loving this movie because of those moments, or they love the rest of the movie, but man, the rest of the movie was a stinker. Because instead of focusing on the bear itself and just going crazy with it, doubling down on the absurdity, we have characters that are flat, are boring, are bland. They basically feel like they're ripped out of a Roland Emmerich film with the amount of characterization that they have. minus the charm. So for example, we have Keri Russell. Keri Russell is our main character, and she's a nurse, and she's dating this new guy, and because of this, she has a bit of a rift in the relationship with her daughter, and that's basically her character. Now, we don't see any of this stuff. The reason why we know that she's a nurse is because she says she's a nurse. The reason why she's dating another guy, or the reason why we know that, is because she tells us. The reason why there's a rift between the relationship is because you have maybe one scene that lasts 5 minutes, and it's like, characterization over, let's go. Now I know what you're thinking. Brandon, it's a movie called Cocaine Bear. What are you expecting? Are you expecting some really intense character drama? No, but just some character that I can connect to, some character that I can latch on to, some character that I can actually like, and then they can bring us through the story. It doesn't have to be the most intense thing ever, but just a character that we go, yes, we are along for the ride with them. But Keri Russell's daughter, Dee Dee, escapes or ditches school and meets up with her friend, and they go off into the woods because they want to paint a waterfall. Totally fine. And the two of them together, Brooklynn Prince and Christian Convery, they have wonderful chemistry together. They are so cute together. Just 12-year-old kids going on an adventure together. They find some cocaine. They're like, what? What is this? I do cocaine. No, you don't. Yes, I do. They're cute kids, and they have chemistry together. And I'm thinking, this is who the movie should be about. And the one mom trying to find them, that's totally fine. These characters can work for a movie like this. However, they're barely in it. Like, seriously, these kids are barely in it, and these are the most likable, interesting, engaging characters in the entire movie. Instead, we focus on, of course, Keri Russell is trying to find these kids, but she meets up with the park rangers, and there's two of them, and they're trying to do like this weird flirtation thing. It is so unfunny. Really, none of the jokes in this movie, except for a couple from the little kid, landed. Nothing from the adults. None. Zero whatsoever. We have another side plot. We have a cop who's out of state who wants to look into this case because... I actually don't know. He just wants to look into this case because... reasons that the movie needs for the movie to happen. It's so lazy. And there's a running gag where he has like this dog that doesn't play fetch, and he like doesn't like it at first, but then he like reminisces about it, and it's like, what does this have to do with anything? If it was funny... sure, but what's funny about that? There's a character I don't know anything about, reminiscing about a dog that he clearly doesn't like. Like, what does this have to do with anything in this story? It actually made me cringe and groan out loud, and that is a very bad sign, especially in a comedy. There's a gang of thieves in this park that rob people when they're hiking. Okay, sure. And they meet up with our main drug dealers, O'Shea Jackson and Alden Ehrenreich, and they're looking for the cocaine for Alden Ehrenreich's dad, Ray Liotta, who's actually the crime boss, and they kind of have a bad relationship between them too, and none of their scenes are funny, and they go on forever. It's just so crowded, and it's so unfunny, unlikable, boring, and unnecessary. That is the best word to describe all of these plot lines. Unnecessary. And at the end, there's kind of a theme about being a good parent. Kind of comes out of nowhere. It could have worked, right? So you have like the bear, and then of course you have Keri Russell with the kids, and then you got Ray Liotta with his kids. Could work, but it kind of comes out of nowhere, and the payoff is non-existent, really. The movie just has no charm. And with a title like Cocaine Bear, it shouldn't be that difficult. You can just go crazy with it. Just show a bear going nuts. Have some characters that, yes, we know, we like, we can connect with. It's not that hard to have one or two. This movie has two of them already. But I'll be honest, in this movie, this is the kiss of death for any movie-going experience. If you're watching it at home, you want to turn it off and do something else. When you're at a theater, you want to walk out. Even though you've actually paid money and you've driven from your house to go experience a movie on the big screen, you would rather leave the theater, cut your losses and just leave. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't, but I was thinking I would rather be doing anything else with my time. And that is the kiss of death for any movie. So yeah, guys, I can't stress this enough. I really wanted to like this movie. There was no press screening here in Vancouver, so most of the movies that I see for you guys to review, I see them early. I get screening links at home. But Cocaine Bear, there was no screening, so I paid my own money to go see it because I wanted to see it. So I'm not going into this movie wanting to hate it. I'm not going to spend my money to do that. But yeah, I genuinely did not like this movie one bit. And I know there's an overwhelming majority of people who really enjoy this movie, and good for you guys. Good on them. I wish that I was a part of you guys. Really, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, do. But I also owe you guys honesty. I thought Cocaine Bear sucked. My rating is a 1 out of 5. I really wish that this wasn't happening. Really. I wish that I could give it a 5 out of 5, say that I loved it. I wish that I was roaring in the theater just as loud as a bear on cocaine. It was a miserable experience. Like, I'm at a loss for words now. So anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on Cocaine Bear. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel more than you think. And if you really want to support the channel, then come join the exclusive family on Patreon, where we have monthly watch-alongs. You guys get to see movies early, and I give you guys 4Ks every single month. So if you guys want to join the exclusive community, then join Patreon. The link is down below. I'd love to see you guys there and get to know you guys a bit more. Anyways, guys, I wish that I thought differently about this movie, but hopefully the next movie I review will be a lot better than this one. I hope to see you guys there.